What's up, everyone? What is up? What is up, everyone? So, I'm bored, just chilling, doing a bit of exercising. Brent, what's up? Raz, what's up? What's up? So, I'm bored, just doing a bit of exercising. I figured, if you guys want to have a conversation, Hollywood, what is up? What is up? If you guys want to have a conversation, a back and forth, you know, a little bit, I guess, a debate. Why not, right? So I have some prompts, some topics that, you know, might be fun to have a debate on, back and forth on. If you guys are bored, right? If you guys are bored, let's have a conversation. If you guys are bored, let's have a conversation. So, let's, I guess let me get started. All right. Kind of controversial topics, and, you know, that might be fun, right? Controversial topics might be fun. So, let's do it. First topic. Victim blaming is okay. Situational, right? So, you know, not all situation is equal. So, I'm giving a situation, right? Women are to blame for relationship abuse. Controversial, right? Brent, just learned some black folks actually thought there were. Oh yeah, I saw that. I saw that TikTok. That was a ridiculous one. That was a ridiculous TikTok. You know, it is what it is. Some people are not as smart as they hope they are. So, that was interesting. Rat, what's up? Sir Mod, what is up? There's a turd burglar at my job. Should I confront them? Go for it. If they're making an issue, you might as well. If they're causing a disturbance, go for it. Be careful. Just money. Everyone loves it. Yeah? I mean, everyone does love money. People do love money. What? Your sister didn't know lettuce was in salad? What did she think was in salad then? Salads are made predominantly with lettuce. That is pretty much a salad. Lettuce. What does she think was the predominantly green parts? Interesting. How's everyone doing tonight? Hope everyone's doing well. Hope everyone is doing well. Salad was his own vegetable? She thought salad was a vegetable itself? Ah, your sister. She's an interesting woman then. Interesting woman. But I mean, here's the thing, right? I kind of get it. You know, some people don't put a whole lot of thought into every single thing, so, you know. But, you know, surprisingly, she probably never made a salad herself, so that's probably the thing. Thank you for everyone for being here. All right, well, I might as well talk about the prompts I had. So I already said number one, right? I believe women are, they have a big factor in being in abusive relationships, right? I think women, you know, they have a big hand in it. Feminism has ruined marriage. I think feminism has ruined marriage. Feminism was the change, was the catalyst to the start of the downfall of marriage. I don't believe that Well, in general, men don't walk away from family. Women push men away, or women break up the family. So, and number four, women want good men, but only if he is good looking enough, charming enough, wealthy enough. So, those are some prompts, you know. Any pushbacks if you guys want. If you agree, thank you for agreeing. Self-inflicted drama is perfectly fine to make fun of. I would agree. Cat, incel behavior and as a creator with any type of following, do better. Please tell me why. I'm down. This is a conversation, right? I am down for a conversation. I'm starting this it's about a conversation, right? So if you can't really back up what you're saying, then really it's weak. It's weakness on your part. Cat, I'm down for a conversation. I am down for a conversation. Again, it's just to start a conversation. If you have an opposing view, please let's talk. Let's talk. If you're bored, let's have a conversation. This is a thing where not everything, right? I find it really ridiculous. I just want to talk about this, right? I find it really ridiculous and telling when it comes to a lot of women or just a lot of people in general, right? Why is it? There's no, we don't insult women. We don't insult women with anything, right? With any kind of term when women critique and criticize men, right? When women have criticism of men, what word do we use against women? I please tell me. I don't really know, right? I don't really know What kind of word do we use against women when women critique and criticize men? Why is it that when men have opinions, critiques, criticisms of women, women constantly call men gay, sassy, incel, misogynist? I find it the hypocrisy there, right? I find the hypocrisy there that it is insane that, we are ready to insult men who have opinions about women, yet we have to accept when women have opinions about men. Muppets, Brent, that is a thing, right? That's something I just, that's interesting about society, right? Men insult men too. About if men have, the simps or whatever, right? Or maybe it's called pick me, right? Maybe it's the pick me thing, right? Women are calling these, well, no, you don't call women that have critiques against men pick me's, right? No, you don't call them pick me's. But the simps, we call men simps for, just bagging, insulting other men who have opinions about women. We always have words for men, right? But we never have words for women. So it's okay for society to critique and have opinions about men. It's never okay for society to have critiques and opinions about women. It's the hypocrisy. It is the hypocrisy, I just find it funny. Again, these are just, let's have a conversation, right? Let's have a conversation. I'm always willing to change my mind, or I will listen to other people's opinions. All right? If you have a opposing point of view, let's talk. If you have an opposing point of view, let's have a conversation. I'm always down to, have a respectful back and forth. Right? I mean, if you ever watch my stuff, I'm always respectful with my dialogue, or I try to be, right? I try to be as respectful as I can with my dialogue. So, it's just a back and forth, just having a conversation. If you're down to have a conversation, let's do it. Let's have a conversation. I have two gay friends who have more spine than the rest. They shit talk back and scream victim when joked with. That's the thing where, maybe I'm old, right? I grew up during a time where you can say shit to each other, right? And it's like when I was young, when I was a kid, and maybe again, probably we grew up in different times, right? That don't scream. Yeah, I get it. That's the thing. We grew up in different times where I had friends calling me chink. I had friends making fun of me, and I did it right back to them. I didn't scare, and I didn't scream. I didn't call victimhood. We said we bust on each other, right? Back in the days, called busting on each other. We were shooting it back and forth, right? We didn't scream victimhood. We didn't scream racism. We didn't scream misogyny, all that shit, right? It's like, okay, you want to say shit about me? I'll say shit about you, right? And at the end, we shake hands. We continue to be friends. We continue to be civil with each other, right? You can say shit about me. I'll say shit about you. But we know that we did it out of respect. It's like, we can take it, right? That's the thing where, again, those were during the times where sticks and stones, right? Sticks and stones will break your bones, but words will never hurt you. We were able to have conversations with each other. Yeah, like Call of Duty. Yeah, Call of Duty lobbies. Exactly. People would say shit about each other. Like I've had, when I was playing Call of Duty, which, maybe I will get back into some shooter games, right? I do love shooter games. And I'm terrible at it, but I do like them, right? I'm terrible at shooter games, but I do like them. And, it's like, we didn't matter, right? We weren't weak against it, right? We weren't like, we weren't crying because someone is like insulting us because we insult them back. Like your mama jokes was big during those times, Shoot. We didn't have no fear against each other, right? We stood up, right? Yeah. And this time is just so weak. Back up with the shit you want to say. I'm not, yo, I've had so many people give me death threats, insult my looks, insult my ethnicity. Like, I don't care. I'm not going to cry. That's why I said, like, I don't mind trolls. I don't mind haters, right? Let's have a conversation. That's the thing, but I don't know. Different times, different times. I don't know. Yo, Brett, I think we grew up on some different times, right? I mean, I think me and you, we grew up at different times. Yeah, I mean, I was there, right? I mean, during those times, it wasn't that big of a deal, right? No issue with, you know, saying some crazy ass shit to each other. I was there during a time where, we said some racist, crazy ass shit to each other. So I get it. It wasn't that big of a deal, being able to just have a conversation with each other. I always think that that's sad that we can't do that. We can't do that nowadays. Jeremiah, what's up? What's up? What is up, guys? Coda. My friend calls me a cracker all the time. He let me have the N word pass one time. That's the thing where I mean, like, I don't know. Like, I don't know why we can't just, be fine with particularly friends. I don't know why we just can't, be fine with we can't be fine with just busting on each other. I always think that's crazy that we can't bust on each other. Okay, so let me explain. All right, let me explain. So, number one, victim blaming is okay. Situational, right? Situational. Women are to blame for abusive relationship. Here's my thing. Okay, I wanna explain this, my viewpoints, and tell me, Jeremiah, if you see my logic. Okay, so I learned over the years that the majority of people who cry racism are the biggest closeted racists themselves. I agree. I agree. So, number one, why do I say that? At the end of the day, okay, she chose him. She chose him. I believe the majority of let's say bad relationships, women have ignored red flags. Women ignore red flags. All right? So majority of bad relationship, women ignore red flags. She knew he was a shitty man. She knew he was a shitty man and she still got with him. So, plus here's the thing. She knew it, right? Women, like let's say abusive relationships. You can walk out. You can walk out. You can leave. You should have left when he got when he's showing a bit of violence. You can leave. Okay, that's the thing. Where my thing is, like, I've seen it where relationships. I think a lot of times women also they perpetuate. Again. I'm not saying all relationships. I'm not saying all relationship. I'm not saying all abusive relationship. I believe men are just naturally more accountable than women because they're not necessarily capable of responsibility. Yeah, men are more accountable, but this is the thing where women are not held accountable for their involvement in certain situations. Okay. Now, of course, there's relationships where men are just maybe blindly abusive, right? I don't know where he's abusive. Okay. But I don't believe that's the majority of them. I believe the majority of abusive relationship, it's usually back and forth, right? Both people are. It's like blaming a child for doing stupid shit. It's like blaming. Okay, but I can see that. But again, they're still adults, right? Women are still adults. I can see that it's like blaming a child, but at the end of the day, it's not. Okay, because because the one thing we can't. We're not allowed. We're not allowed to treat women like children, okay? Or say it, okay? We're not allowed to. So they have to be held to adult standards, right? I think women they should be held to adult standards. Women should be accountable for their actions. This is why I have my channel, hold women accountable for their actions. I think we don't, right? So I call that shit out. I call that BS out because I don't say women deserve, right? I don't say women deserve it, right? But women have a part to play in their abusive relationships. Women have a part to play in their abusive relationships, right? So I believe, women choose the men, women ignore the red flags, and sometimes women don't leave or they come back into these abusive relationships. You're not wrong, DA. It's hard to blame women, though, when men are having so much trouble functioning in modern society. Culture is cooked. Culture is cooked. I don't disagree. Right? Culture is cooked. So yeah, I think there are problems. Right? I definitely agree. There are problems. Yeah. So, and you said number 3. Well, men don't walk away from family. Women push men away, or family break or women break up family. I'm not saying all, but I think I think majority of men understand duty, right? Majority of men understand duty. Majority of men don't necessarily walk away from relationships. They're being pushed, right? Being pushed, and some men just can't stand anymore. Fine, I'm done. You push me, I'm gone, right? I think that's the case a lot of times, right? You push men too far, they're done. I believe that's the case. I believe a lot of men, you know what, they care about their own mental health, so they walk away. Okay, it's not necessarily, oh, you know what, I'm tired of my family, I'm going to walk away. No, I think he's tired of constantly battling with his partner, so she pushes him away. Or 70% of divorces are filed by women. I believe women just break up family. Women break up family, and the courts usually, favor women. So women get the primary custody. No matter what, men or women must walk away from bad relationships. I agree. You gotta walk away from bad relationships, right? This is why I said this too, right? I don't understand how women can walk away from marriages, right? Good marriages, right? I've seen it. Women said, "Oh, he's a good husband, he's a good father." Yet women can easily walk away, right? Women can easily walk away from good marriages. They just fall out of love with a man. Yet it's harder for women to leave abusive men, right? Bad men. That is insane. It's harder for women to leave bad men than it is for women to leave good men. That is the insanity. Large majority of women are pushing and lying out there. I agree. I agree. A good amount of them, right? A good amount of them. Well, here's the thing, right? Now, I don't say the one where you said it, right. I think in a lot of cases, men are trying to get their D wet, and they do it in all the wrong places. Here's the thing, also, right? At the end of the day, I'm sorry, a man can't have a kid if a woman doesn't allow it. That's my view, right? A man cannot have a kid if a woman doesn't allow it. Plain and simple. Okay? If it's legal, right? Not some, illegal shit. Men cannot have a kid if a woman doesn't allow it. So, a man cannot be in an abusive relationship if a woman doesn't allow him. Phew. You lucked out. I wouldn't mind. I wish my ex gave me mine, right? I wish my ex gave me mine, but it is what it is. I mean, I don't disagree that there's some men out there that just wants to have sex, but again, a man can't have sex if a woman doesn't allow it, right? A man cannot have sex if a woman doesn't allow it. Plus, you gotta think, right? There's so many, birth control pills. There are birth control pills. There are birth control methods. There's could have used a condom, could have gone celibate, could have plan B. I mean, even the worst, could have had an abortion. So again, I mean, I'm not taking away accountability from the men, right? I'm not taking away nothing I say, right? When I say shit, nothing about it is I'm taking away accountability from men. But it's we never hold women accountable for nothing, right? We never hold women accountable for anything. So, that's why I'm just talking. I'm just saying shit. So, that's my thing. My friend's ex stabbed him with a paring knife, called the cops, and yelled he's got a knife, which was in his shoulder when they showed up. Oh my God. And that's the thing, we don't talk about it. We don't talk about, the abuse women do. Okay? Again, I'm not saying that there aren't abusive men. Right? Like I said, the things I'm saying, I'm not taking away accountability from men. Right? I'm not. But we don't talk about women. In the sense that, why don't we hold women accountable for their actions? That's the thing. Why do we always assume women are victims, men are predators? We always assume that. We always assume women are victims, men are evil. We always assume that. We're still acting like women are the arbitrators, though. It's ultimately up to men to run things. Let me say this, right? I don't necessarily disagree. But here's the thing. In society right now, do you think that's true? I don't. Women are Like if you think, right, if men are trying to run things, you would call it white supremacy, misogyny, inequality. There's so many shit. I wish women didn't smell nice and weren't so. I mean, I'm glad women do, right? I'm glad women are. But it's like, this is the thing where, like, you think men are running things? You know how many people complain that men run shit? A man can have sex if a woman allows it in most of the worst allows it in most of the worst case. That's not necessarily the trend worldwide. Well, I'm not necessarily talking worldwide, right? I'm not necessarily talking worldwide. Most of the West currently. Yeah, I'm talking. Yeah, I'm talking about the West. I'm talking about the West because honestly, yeah. I mean, if you take out the forced things, then that's different. She got arrested and her family wouldn't bail her out because they knew she was mental. Yeah, oh, that's the thing. We don't talk about it. We don't talk about how mental some people are. No, I love it, Jeremiah. I love it. Right? I don't ever think that I don't love pushback. I do not mind pushback. I love it. I love it. When my brothers play devil's advocate, that's the point. That's the point. Get pushback. It gives me something to talk about too, right? That's why I love you guys. This is why I love you guys, right? Because you guys are, you guys are not sheep. You guys aren't sheep. You guys have your own brains. You guys are not, followers. You guys are, equal brothers, right? So I love it. I love the pushback. The fear. Okay. Interesting. Okay. I don't assume they're victims. I usually assume they're lying or don't know what they're talking about. But I don't think they're very capable of fixing the culture if anyone is. Definitely, I mean, I can say this, right? Women fixing culture, no. I think women. This is the culture that we have right now is women's doing. So to think that women will fix culture is honestly ridiculous. I don't think women would fix culture. They're the ones who has affected our society to what it is right now, right? I've said this before. Everything after feminism has women's hands in it, right? Everything after feminism has had women's hands in it. So I don't believe anything right now is because of men. In my opinion, in the West, I don't believe anything that you see right now is the result of men. It's the result of women. I agree. If women appreciated men a little bit, things would be different. Yeah, women will not fix the culture because again, it's feminism, right? How society is right now, that is because of women. So why would they fix things when honestly they're the ones who change things up? Doesn't make sense for women to fix anything when they're the ones who pretty much perpetuated things or shape things. It's mostly complete agreement, sadly. Yes. I just think more about the solution when are women definitely a problem, but why and how do we fix it? Jeremiah, it might be a little bit crazy, right? How I personally believe we'll fix things. Let those women die out. Let those women die out. Men, focus on yourself. Focus on yourself. Get women outside of the feminist sphere. Produce with women outside of feminist sphere. That's my opinion, right? Have families with women outside of feminism, right? And then reproduce the next generation of children that are not affected by feminism. Let the women that has been affected by feminism die out. That's my opinion. That's how I believe it. It's still a man's world. Yeah, but this is the thing, right? I think it starts at the family. Right? I think it starts at the family. Get a woman that is not, you know, indoctrinated by family, right? That's not indoctrinated by feminism, right? Get with a woman that's not indoctrinated by feminism, right? And then, have a family with her. Have a family with her. And then be the leader of your family, right? Be in control. Be the leader of your family. And I think that is the way we can, start making shifts and changes. Okay? But, I just don't think that we can change modern day women. I don't think we can change modern day women. The only thing we could do is just let them die out, right? Let these modern day women die out, right? Let these feminists not procreate and let them die out. Let their ideology just fade to the ether. That's how I see it. Because I don't believe you can't change women. You can't. You just gotta let them suffer. You gotta let them suffer. Oh shit. You gotta let these women suffer and die out. So that's my opinion. No, yeah, whiskey. A bit of chaos isn't a bad thing. Too much of it is a bad thing. That's what I believe, my brother. Right? It seems like the conversation always goes back to passport bros. I think that's the revolution. I think that's the answer. Dealing with women in the West, it's not impossible, right? It's not impossible to find a woman that isn't so heavily poisoned by feminism. It's not impossible. It's improbable, or it's hard, right? It's hard. Let me say this, right? I say the chance of finding a woman that isn't poisoned by feminism. I I believe in women. I believe it's a 40% chance, right, of finding a woman that's not poisoned by feminism. 40%. Not crazy low, not crazy high, right? I believe you have a better chance outside of the West. Snow Bear, they're gold diggers. Hope they enjoy their cats when they turn 40. I agree. Modern day women are superficial. They care about the money. They care about the looks. They care about the charm. They're very superficial. You literally can fix a lot of them if you marry young. Women usually aren't fully indoctrinated until their mid 30s, mid 20s. Up until that point, you can just make them believe whatever you believe. That's true, but you know, what can you do? Because I believe, right? Once they go to college, you're done. Once they go to college, that's it. Once they're in the middle of college, yeah, it's too late. It is too late. So you have a very small window, right? Unless you got married to your high school sweetheart and I don't know, stayed in your small town college, whatever. Other than that, no. Once they go into big city college, they're done. They're cooked. Yeah, I agree. I agree. They're running the streets at 18. I wouldn't. Yeah, I wouldn't disagree with that. Most men look at things around them and think that's how about how to improve. This dichotomy. Yeah, yeah. I can see that. Yeah, I agree. I can see that. Chad, I'll say all of these are dependent on situations. Yeah, I agree, right? I mean, these are very situational. But I'll say this. I believe these may encompass the majority of the situations, right? I believe these may encompass the majority of situations. That's how I look at it. Now, majority could be, 51%. So it's not like it's a crazy majority, but I believe it's the majority of cases. I believe it's the majority of cases. Fair point. I've seen a lot of these play out that way. I've seen some of these too, right? I've seen some of these things too. So that's why I think where this is the thing where I've seen a lot of times where women get into relationships with men. You know he's terrible, right? Criminals. You think criminals are like not abusive, or like let's say rappers, thugs, you know, seriously. I mean, men that like have high body counts. You think men that have high body counts or are mentally stable or emotionally stable? I don't fucking think so. I don't think so, right? And feminism has ruined marriage. I think that's 100%. Um, so no, I was exercising. Exercising. I was riding my bike, my indoor bike. So doing a bit of exercising, right? Doing a bit of exercising while I'm talking to you guys. I'm not like a gym rat or anything, right? I'm not crazy about exercising, but I try to do a little bit, a little bit of workout, be a little bit active, right? That's my thing. Like I said, work on myself. I'm a little bit lazy. I'm lazy, but I try. Women have caused more wars than religion. I mean, yeah, I've seen some stuff like that. I've heard some studies on that. You know, Again, women are quite emotional. Mini Miracle, disagree. Please tell me. Let's have a conversation. Again, I want to have a conversation, right? Again, I'm respectful. I just want to have a conversation. All right? I'm very respectful. This is just a conversation. All right? This is just a conversation. Let's have a respectful back and forth. If you're bored, I'm bored. Let's have a fun, respectful conversation. I'm always down. Okay? What do you disagree with? What do you disagree with? I love it. I love it, Mini Miracle. Again, I always love having a conversation with people, right? Particularly with people who disagree. It's a fun thing. I'll call if there's a number. Oh, I'm not able to, add people on. Mini Miracle, join you gotta check out my live on Wednesdays, right? You gotta check out my live on Wednesdays. I can't because it doesn't allow me to. Yeah, This is YouTube sucks. YouTube sucks with this shit. It doesn't allow me to do it. Not even, yeah. There's not that many people, so I don't know how long it would go. There's not how long it would go. So I'm just like I said, join my I do a panel, right? I do a live panel on Wednesdays, right? I do a live panel on Wednesdays. Awesome. Thank you for sub. Thank you for being subbed, right? So, again, none of these, right? None of these mean that I take away accountability from men, right? Men, of course, are accountable for their actions. I'm just having a, quick conversation. Love it. Thank you. Thank you for the love and support. Thank you for the love and support. Please check out my Wednesdays, right? Check out my Wednesdays live stream so we could definitely have a conversation. We can definitely have a conversation. I think that'll be fun. Okay. So, I mean, I'm just finding some conversation and have something to talk about. I mean, Runner, what's up? So, I'm new. What's your channel about? It's about a lot of things, right? Men and women dynamics. It's a reaction channel, right? Tomorrow, yes, tomorrow, right? I will have a panel live stream tomorrow, so please check it out. Yeah, it's a reaction channel. So I react to things. I have opinions, right? It's just an opinion, kind of a reaction, opinion, giving opinions on shit I see online, right? That's pretty much it. Nothing crazy, just a reaction channel. You have any opinions about certain things, let's talk, having a conversation. That's it. Nothing too, extravagant or anything, right? It will be around hopefully if I get home on time. If I get home on time, it'll be around 8. Alright, Miracle, see you tomorrow. See you tomorrow. Yeah, it'll be around 8. Tomorrow live stream will be around 8, so check it out. It will be a panel, so you guys can always call up. Yeah, Eastern. New York time. All right? 8 o'clock New York time. When I'm scared It's okay. I mean, I think it's a slow stream tonight. It's okay. It's all good. I'll probably be ending the stream soon. I'll probably be ending the stream soon. All right. I think that's it for tonight. I think that's it for tonight. You guys are amazing, right? I love you guys. All right? I love you guys. Jeremiah, Whiskey. All right? You guys are amazing. I love you. All right? Guys, see you tomorrow. Tomorrow, my live stream, right? Panel. You guys can call in. We can always have a conversation. I love it, right? Guys, later.